Hey, welcome to Frederick's Workshop. My name is Jason, and I'm building an entertainment center because my current entertainment center is two buckets. We'll see that here in a second. Actually, let's flip over to it real quick. Okay, there's the entertainment center. I grabbed two buckets just to raise it above the floor and to put my PlayStation underneath it. This box here has got DVDs and games in it. Same thing with this box here. And yeah, that's it. That just doesn't work for me. It's very, just two buckets. So when my son was here, John's a year and a half, and he's got to be standing right on top of the TV when he wants to watch TV, and he touches it and it sways. So I got to get this done this week because he'll be back next weekend. So we have got to get this taken care of. All right, so that's what I got. So now this is what I'm trying to do. I got two full-size sheets of Baltic birch plywood, and I think that's a full quarter-inch. The Baltic is 3/4. This is a quarter, and I think it's the red oak. It was the cheapest quarter-inch stuff they had. That's just for the back. So let's see how well we can see inside here. Or look at the pink one, because it looks like the pink one's a bit better. Focus. So let's move this over. Well, slide that out of the way, and you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So it's going to have three compartments at the bottom, and then three above it. Then this will be the box area where the TV goes inside of. There'll be one little other section here, and then another section here. And then on top of these two spots here, these little openings will be, let's go back to this, you can kind of see, it doesn't want to focus it. Either way, this itty box here is fish tanks. So I'll put two small 6-gallon aquariums on the sides here, but I'm going to put trim so the fish tank sits down inside it a little bit. So if it does get a leak, they'll be sealed with, I don't know, I'm just going to say Flex Seal. It could be epoxy. And seal the little shelf thingy that it'll sit inside, and then attach a hose to the back. So if it does get a leak, it'll just drain down and then drain away from this. I'll store DVDs and games and stuff under here and here, the PlayStations and stuff. Then the electronics will go here. TV's inside here, so it should, as long as water doesn't trickle, non-gravity pulling it straight down, we should be good. Like I said, most of these cuts that I'm going to be doing, especially like this first cut here when I did cut that piece off, will not be recorded. I do not feel safe with this setup. So let's get into the project. One cut down, now I'm going to cut this into the board. So basically when I come back, I'll have a stack of all of the boards just in a pile. Okay. Trying the tripod for the first time for this part of the video and going forward. So hopefully this helps out a lot better. Okay, so I've got three of the base pieces down here at 78 and 1/16. I don't know why the 1/16. Like, that's really going to make that big of a difference. Could have just done 78. But either way, three of those. I got two at 35 inches. I've got four at 8 inches. One at 50. Two of them at 32. And two of them at 13 and 11/16. The 11/16 is because that is how thick this 3/4 inch Baltic birch plywood is. It's not 3/4 of an inch. So now I'm going to take, let's get over here. I'm going to take the two pieces that go down the sides, and those are my 35-inch pieces, and I'm going to set up my table saw with my dado blade to do I guess it'd be one rabbit at the bottom, so the base and the side piece will fit. And then, so you got one rabbit, and then a dado, and a dado. So this you got the rabbit, and we'll go up 8 inches to do another dado, go up from there 8 inches to do a dado, and then come down from the top 1 inch to do a dado. That'll give me the bottom piece will just sit in the rabbit. This ledge will fit inside that dado. Same thing with this one and this top piece. So I'm going to set this up. I'm going to use some scrap just to make sure that I get the table saw all set up, and I'll get it once I get it set up and actually working. We shall be back. But there is all of my wood ready to go. All right, so I ran this guy through, and I've got, it fits in there. It's a little loose. Let's see if I can get that. See that in there? No, not really. I got bad lighting in here. It's a little loose. But with glue in there, I'm hoping that'll be just fine. So now I'm going to use, let's get this out of the way. This is trash. So what I'm going to do is run my 35-inch pieces, which are the two sides. I'm going to run those. Let's put this down a little bit so we can see who's talking here. So I'm going to run the two side pieces. I'm going to cut the 1 inch down from the top, and then basically the rabbit, the 8 inch, and then the 1 inch from the top on both sides. And then over here in the floor where you can't see, in the back, I'm going to move this stuff around because it's a bit of a mess. So let's see what we got here. So this area here, I need to clean up back through here. So I'm going to quote unquote build it laying on the floor right there. So I got to clean some stuff out of the way. So whenever I make my cuts, I can set the pieces down on the floor back here and just do like a lay down assembly. So I'm going to get my 35-inch pieces, get those dados cut, and then we'll move on from there. There we go, that's better. Hopefully you can see this. So I've got these all cut with a rabbit, 8 inches up dado, 8 inches up dado, and then 1 inch down from the top. So now what I need to figure out is how to assemble the rest of this. So I'm going to move my 8s over here, get them out of the way. I need to move my 32s. So I don't put those yet. Actually, those are coming up soon. They're going to go underneath the tripod here on the table saw, which is where you're sitting, on the table saw. Shop dog.
My little shop doggy.
And there's the 50, which goes all the way to the top. Let's make sure about that. So now I need one of these 78s. So hopefully I got enough room in here. Let's take a 78 and a 16. Set that there. I don't have the room. How much can you see? You can't even see that. So I'm going to have to set this up over here somewhere and then bring you back down here. Okay, you can't see this, can you? So, sorry, you're going to get all shaky. Edit this out. Alright, so you can't really see, so I'm just going to walk you around here and carefully I'll just set the tripod down. So we got those. There we go. This is the bottom. Where the heck is it? There we go. That's the bottom. That'll go on the floor. 8 inches up. And there's this guy and another 8 inches. So what I need to do now is right here. Watch out there, little buddy. Watch out, shop dog. Carne. my little meat dog. So this here, I believe is this. I don't think it matters, does it? I think it might be square. Yeah, they're pretty much square. So we'll go this way with it. So this one's pretty range. That's going to go like this here. Okay, and now I need my 32. That's right, I put them on top of the shop here. On top of this guy. So what I'm going to do is this was going to go here. So I need to see what I got here. I'm going to put my fingers here. So it's going to go like this. So I want a dado for this end and then dado for this end. But I can't just measure that distance because it's, so I got to come figure out how deep the dado is and subtract out from that edge of the 32-inch piece or the 35-inch piece, to measure this 13 whatever it is piece, 13 3/4 we'll say. Measure this one because that's where I need to measure from here and to put the dado for this piece to sit into. I'm going to do the same thing down at this end, the exact same size. So I got to take this measurement here, subtract out the depth of the dado, and then make the dado start at that depth over here. Okay, so I just measured in 13 3/8, I think it was, and got that dado done, and then measured up 15 3/8, or 15, I can't remember, yeah, 15 3/8, because that little piece that sticks inside this piece, a little bit of 3/8 sticks in here, so 15, and that's where the bottom of this dado goes for that piece to sit into. Now where I messed up is this top piece. I made it 50 inches. That gap is 50 inches. So from this piece going up here to, I can't turn it, to the piece going up there, that gap is 50. That big piece is 50. So what I'm going to have to do is, instead of it being riveted or anything like that, is just sandwich it, butt joint basically, 90-degree butt joint. Glue it, and then, oops, I'm going to be adding back braces behind in the back side. So, and this top piece, so basically, and we'll pretend like this is so this will be going on the bottom side in this gap here, somewhere about like this, basically attached to the bottom of this one. So it's in there and then in here, but I'm just going to come down 1/4 inch, so the back piece of plywood that covers up the back side and adds strength will just rest on this piece that's in there. So I will have to cut those and make those, but everything else is cut as far as the main frame of this thing goes. So now I need to, I think, start the assembly process. Let me see where I'm at, how I'm going to go. I'm going to clean up some dog pee over here. Well, sawdust it. Dog pee in the shop. What the heck, Carney? Huh? What the heck? Where you at, little buddy? Why'd you pee in Daddy's shop? Huh? You pee-peed in Daddy's shop. Yeah, you better put your head down. And I got to find a flat spot to assemble this because this floor is not flat. So something that size I can't put on my table saw. I don't have an assembly table. All right. So this is the smartest area I could figure to assemble this thing. Number one, the kitchen. It's going to live just around the corner here from the kitchen, so I don't have to go as far, considering this thing is almost majority of 2 sheets of Baltic birch plywood, and then the it will be the 1/4 inch red oak plywood, or whatever the hell it is. So it's going to be a lot of weight, and I don't want to try to carry this by my lonesome because Carne is not going to help me wherever he's at. So there he is. So now I'm going to use, and hopefully the kitchen floor is flat. So I'm going to do my glue up in here. I don't know how well it's going to be, so I'll probably just get the camera set up and then just do this on. I'll just do this off camera. We'll make it easier on you. Because it's going to be too big of a pain in the butt to try to get this thing all glued up, because I have to go back and forth between glue it up and waiting for it. Clamps, and I don't have proper size clamps, so I got to do different pieces of it. So yeah, just get this glued up and we'll be back. 1 part clamped. So I got this clamp here. Just this Ultidon is just this 90 piece, or the 1 piece with the bottom piece. But I don't have any clamps long enough. So I got that corner clamp holding that in there, and then on the other side, I've got 3 bar clamps. Got that one, or big F clamps, whatever, and that one. There's 3 of them in there. So I have to let that dry before I can do the next step. So here's where we're at so far. I've got the far end is done. So what I ended up doing is starting with the first board down here, which is the base. I just used my corner clamps, I can see here, my 90-degree clamps, and then clamped this top corner with that, and then like I said, those there. Once I got to the middle ones, I could use the 90 degrees, but I can't use the big clamps because there's no way to underneath. So I was like, so I brad nailed them. Not happy about that, but there's going to be brad nails, which at least will be on the side, so you shouldn't be able to see it whenever it's put in its position. So I just put a brad nail around, a few inches down, and then a few inches up from the base. All right, so everything is in there except for the dividers that'll go between this and basically straight down here somewhere. I haven't got those in yet because I haven't got exactly where I want to put them yet, but I don't want to do those yet because I want to get a piece across the back here in the back that goes this way to add some support for racking. I also need to cut a 1-inch small piece to cover the front here on the front side of the top. Same thing at the other side, so it adds the lip. And then on the back side of it, instead of, because I didn't measure correctly, I should have made it another. It's 13 3/4 deep. I should have made this 14 1/2, so then I can add an additional piece on the top to fill that in, so it's a 13-inch square. Since I didn't do that, I'm going to just put one on the front so it looks correct on the front. Then on the back, I'm just going to attach it to the back side of it, and then it'll actually extend down a little bit. Well, we got most of the built. I need to add the edge banding. I'm actually going to go get my hand sander, sand off, sand the edge banding's going to go. And then I'm going to edge band crap out of it. And make this piece 1 piece, and then same thing going up the other side, and then when I do these pieces coming in, I'm just going to butt it up against this edge. So I'm going to get my hand sander, and I'm going to go ahead and start the edge banding. Got some fan noise going because just trying to get it to blow faster, drier, quicker, whatever. So I just did 1 coat of shellac on almost everything. Just still got to do this side here and the bottom half of this, because that is Flex Seal. So because I'm putting the 2 aquariums on this side and that side over there, I wanted it to be sealed. So right now there's 1 coat inside there. That should be good. I'm going to, at some point, because this is the front, drill a hole somewhere down here, and then drill a hole. I'm on a tripod. I'm going to go sideways. Back up inside there to that support piece up there, you can kind of see. Let's go back. What the hell? Okay, so drill a hole into here, downwards, and then it'll come out the back here somewhere. And then I'll set a container behind the entertainment center just in case the tank does leak. It'll just drain down that tube and into the container down here instead of on whatever I have on the stuff there. I don't know if I'm going to put the back panel on or just leave it like this. Right now I'm just going to wheel it over once this coat of shellac dries and I get the side panels done. So basically I got to wait for the Flex Seal to dry first, which I don't know how long it takes. And then I will move it into position. Okay, there it is. That's where it's going to live. I'm going to call this done enough. All I got to do is just literally, you can see right there where there's not enough shellac right here because I didn't want to touch the Flex Seal. Let it dry for, it says 24 to 48 hours, so I got a while. But I had to get this positioned because my little dude will be here tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure I got it in spot. I didn't put the back panel on, but with that TV, you can't see back behind it. So I could put the back panel on behind the rest of these pieces, or the rest of these areas. All I gotta do is just slide it off, put it back up on the furniture dollies and route it and do it right here in the living room. Vacuum up a huge mess. But for now, I'm calling that good. I think it looks alright. It'll do its job. Gotta get an aquarium for the two sides and get those set up. Still drill the holes and stuff for the containers and put the containers behind there so that. But either way, I got an entertainment center for the TV, PS4, and then I'll put my DVDs and whatnot in here later once I get around to it. But we're done. Heck yes. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe. I need more subscribers. I need more, a lot more. Make some YouTube money. Just a little bit. It's not to pay off. A little, take over one of my bills. And help me build projects, basically. So, see you in the next one.